Now, besties, it's me, Jen, the Reiki bestie. I hope you're having a beautiful moon day. I want to say hello. I know that I am dropping this week's reading a tad bit late. I know I feel like I've been on top of it, but I am a mom and also life. Okay, so I'm just pulling up the astrology chart really quick, make sure that I have all my notes. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Today I do have some chimes. So let's take a deep breath in and deep breath out. Let's close our eyes and just put an intention. Put the intention of, whatever is meant for you, whatever message is meant for you will get to you. Everything else you will let go. But let's just take a moment again. Inhale deeply. Exhale. Just slowly relaxing your body. Beautiful. I feel like I always say this, but I just love how wind chimes sound. Like, I love them. Not just these, but like even when I go to the store, I'm always like, let me go run to the wind chime section really quick and bring them. Just to not just clear the energy, but also just to kind of, I don't know, like it's something about the sound. But yes, I also did pull out my Romance Angels card. So I am going to be pulling out a card for love. This week is a little, it's kind of like a, how would I describe it? It's giving us that reminder that not every version of growth has to come through chaos. Like sometimes growth is super intentional. It's, just waking up one day and being like, okay, today I am going to take a couple of moments and just breathe. Today I'm gonna switch up my routine. Like little things like that. It's very intentional and very beautiful. But I feel like that's sort of the vibe this week. I'm gonna do a quick little astrology rundown of the transits that we do want to pay attention to, because it's going to build up the energy for this weekend's new moon in Taurus. So starting off with Tuesday, May 12th, we have Mercury sextiling Jupiter. So this brings our mind and our beliefs, our conversations and big ideas and the downloads, not just what is it called? It's not, you won't just be receiving like those random thoughts. Those are just little downloads that are being thrown by you, not just through spirit, but just your higher self. Sometimes I feel like whenever this transit happens in our chart, it does bring a little bit of that epiphany as well. So it's a great day if you're into like content creation, if you're just someone who just kind of wants to sit down and journal, if you're a teacher of some sort, or you're wanting to kind of start a business plan. This would be like one of those days where I would be like, yeah, girl, like let's work with the energy. Another thing too with this, yes, there's amazing positive energy with it, but also you want to take a step back that like your beliefs aren't the same as everyone else's. So keep your ego intact. What else? We also do have Thursday, we have the sun conjunct Mercury in Taurus. So one of the things, it's whenever there's a personal planet or any type of planet really next to the sun, it does kind of burn off that energy. So being very mindful with the way you're coming off, again, the communication, keeping your ego in check. Sometimes our ego is our like best friend, you know, like it will como se dice, it really does help us out, but also it's that it kind of gives that I know, like it's my way or the highway type of vibe, but it will bring in some clarity. It's going to illuminate, you know, any thoughts, truth, decisions that may have felt a little bit woo woo or a little bit is this really for me, you know? But this is also a good time to really think about what you value, you know, like what are your priorities? How can you simplify your energy? How can you bring yourself back into you? And what's nourishing your soul, like you as a human, you know, like we're all spiritual beings having a human experience, but what can help your load? Like what can help you feel a little bit okay, this is filling up my cup in the moment. And then on Saturday. So Saturday is kind of like the day where things start to kind of pick up a little bit of momentum when it comes to healing. We do have Mars conjunct Chiron in Aries. So Mars is at home, comfortable in Aries because it is ruled by, well, Aries is ruled by Mars. But it is a little bit more of the emotional charged transit for this week because Mars is all about like getting assertive, getting like facing things head on and really like, okay, what can we do now? Or this shit's not working for me. Like, you know, a little bit impulsive, but also like you're just ready to get shit done. It does rule a little bit over like war, it rules over arguments, it rules over kind of being like pretty hothead. I mean, it rules over your brain if we're looking at it from the astrological human wheel, right? But since it is conjunct Chiron, it's giving us it's giving us the opportunity to also heal those parts of ourselves when it comes to our identity, our confidence, our anger. Chiron is all about healing. It's the wounded healer, you know, those are wounds that we carry, but we're also able to give people that wisdom. You know, sometimes you could be the person who gives the best relationship advice, but you know, you're not really, haven't really met a good or haven't really had a good relationship experience, if that makes sense. But like I was saying, this is, you know, paying attention to things that make you question your identity, make you feel rejected, you know, that's kind of wounding your confidence, you know, what's holding you back, what type of anger do you have built up. And it's also, it's, you know, the feeling of, am I being too much? Am I not enough? But these are wounds that are coming up for you so that you're able to address them properly and you're able to work with that energy and allow it to help you essentially heal that part of your life. one of the things when I was writing the newsletter for this week was there's a difference between empowerment and defensiveness. So, sometimes we get this boost of energy and we're like, hell yeah, like I can take on the world and I can do this and I can do that. And people will come to you and you face conflict head on, but from a place of love, from a place of, yeah, like I can make shit happen today, like I can overcome this obstacle because it's only going to make me stronger. But there's also the other side of it where it's like, no, like you're not going to tell me what to do. You're not going to give me the advice that essentially you do need, or that you don't want to acknowledge in that moment. But also reminding yourself that yes, this is happening for us. This is the energy that we're being dealt with. Make it work for you. And remember that this is not just you, like it's other people too. So if maybe you're taking the positive road where you're like, fuck yeah, like I'm gonna set my intentions and I'm going to work with X, Y, and Z, and then you come across someone that does not want to face these things, and it's kind of that power struggle that you will be dealing with. Just remember, like, it's not about you. I mean, it could be about you, but just remember, like, everybody's fighting their own demons. Everybody's going through it. Life is happening to all of us, for us, and it just gives us, again, that opportunity to decide, like, okay, am I gonna take this way or this way out? But yeah, and then we also do have this new moon in Taurus. I feel like this new moon is a really positive new moon in my perspective. This moon is very soft. The moon in Taurus is pretty much exalted, but it works. I personally feel like anytime I have met a Taurus moon, they're always so down to earth. Like, not just because it's an earth sign, but I feel like they're just so understanding. They take things very slow. They do it with pleasure, not just with the like, okay, like we have to be a little lazy. I mean, you can be, but it's also with pleasure, like with the intention to rest, with the intention to restore the body. And also it's, Taurus rules over the natural skills that you have. It rules over, again, the pleasures, the finances, luxury. It rules over self-worth. But I really do feel like for this new moon, it's going to be very important for you guys to set new seeds, new, ¿cómo se llama? Intentions for these next couple of 6 months, and just pay attention to how it unravels within the next couple of months up until we get that full moon in Taurus in November, I think it is. But yeah, you can set intentions, when it comes to abundance, to money, stability, self-worth, the home life, the family, embodiment. This is all about like that slow and intentional growth, like I was telling you guys, and healthy routines. I really do feel that with this new moon, like I said, if there has been something that you have been wanting to put out there, this is the perfect moon for it. It doesn't always have to be like so like spiritual and woo woo and about you healing. It could literally just be like, I'm ready to receive love. I'm ready for relationships. I'm ready for, of all sorts. It doesn't have to be just love and abundance and all that fun stuff. But hey, si quieres, you can. And also, if you are wanting to set intentions around abundance and money, I am going to be doing a collective, a new moon in Taurus collective distance Reiki, where we're going to be focusing on abundance and money. We're going to do a guided meditation. It will include a Reiki report, tarot reading, and then any other channel messages. And then you guys will receive that report the following day. So if you want to do that, you can always book on my website at zengenb.com. But yeah, let's keep going. And then on Sunday, we have Mercury entering Gemini. We have Venus sextiling Chiron. And we also have Mercury conjunct Uranus. So we got a little bit of, a little bit of excitement, a little bit of unexpected curiosities. Maybe hearing some, again, unexpected news, sudden realization. Like I said, I feel like this week is going to bring us a lot of epiphanies, a lot of full circle moments when it comes to not just conversations, but just kind of things rolling in fast and information being processed pretty quickly. One thing to pay attention as well, though, is that with Mercury moving into Gemini, Uranus being in Gemini too, pay attention to your nervous system. It's going to be very important while, your Uranus is going to be there for a while, but while Mercury is there too, you want to really take care of your mind. You want to prioritize your nervous system. You want to prioritize those conversations that you're having with yourself. But this is also a perfect time for, again, that increased communication, inspiration, multitasking, hanging out with your neighbors, hanging out with your siblings, doing things with your hands, because Gemini does rule over your hands, but also pairs in the body or with people. So you'll feel a little bit more active, a little bit more scattered, a little bit more childlike. But again, use that energy to help you, like allow it to work for you. And also paying attention to where it's at in your birth chart, you will get a lot more insight when you work with that. But we also do have, again, a Venus sextile and Chiron. So this is again a beautiful healing transit that does support relationships, your heart, your self-worth, how you're taking that next step forward, not just relationship wise, not just love wise, but also when it comes to your finances, because Venus does rule over, again, finances. It rules over Libra and Taurus, and that's, again, that self-love, your finances, your assets, your values, your business partnerships, your contracts. So pay attention to that. Allow yourself to have those vulnerable conversations, those heart-to-heart conversations with other people, and allowing, yourself to forgive you and others. I mean, take it all with a grain of salt if you're ready for it. This is a beautiful transit to work with that. But yeah, and then if you are in the Phoenix area, every Tuesday, or not even just in the Phoenix area, if you guys would like to try some yoga of awareness, also known as Kundalini yoga, this is an offering that I am going to be doing every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, and we do this virtually. You can also sign up on my website for that. And then again, if you are in the Phoenix area and you wanted to do something for the new moon on Sunday, May 17 at 6 p.m., I will be doing a new moon and sound healing with my good friend Gabby. So if you're wanting to do that, again, all of the links are in my website at www.zengenb.com. But that is our little astral forecast. But let's go ahead and get started for our tarot reading, see what we got to know. What do we have to know? What do we got to focus on? What's blocking us? And then what is the advice that we're being given? I'm also going to be pulling, like I said, a self-care card, as well as a romance angels card. So I'm super excited about that. So let's take a moment, call in our ancestors, our angels, our spirit guides, those of good energy to please be here with us. Please allow us to channel the message clearly. Ooh. And thank you. All right. What do we need to know for this week? That was so weird. I feel like my computer just kind of like... Hold on. It's glitching. Okay, so what do we need to know for this week? Okay. I feel like our words are going to be super powerful this week. So being very mindful of what we're saying, not just to ourselves, but for others. I feel like the power of the tongue is going to be super, super active this week. Some of us do have that, again, that ability to like really speak things into existence, but just being very mindful of how you're communicating, not just to yourself, like not just to others, but really like how are you speaking about your life, like about your human experience. All right, what is the overall energy? We have the Ace of Pentacles coming out for our main focus. We have the Six of Cups coming out, as well as the Justice card. And then we have the Queen of Swords for the advice. What is the overall energy? Ooh. Okay. All right, one more card, please. Beautiful. Bro, I feel like this new moon is gonna do a number on some people. And a number, by that what I mean, like I feel like this new moon is gonna be such a beautiful energy. I really do feel that there's going to be a lot of healing conversations for this week. Needing to attend to your finances is going to be important. I think I said this last week too. Was like asking for help, like asking community. Don't suffer in silence, like don't isolate yourself this week. Really reach out. All right, one more card. And then down at the bottom we have fertility. I'm telling you, this new moon, and some of you may be finding out that you're pregnant or maybe are wanting to conceive, but to each their own. If you do, that would be a good time to do so, right? But for this week, what we're being kind of called to focus on is our finances. We do have the Ace of Pentacles, so not just finances, but also like your resources. What is your foundation? What does it look like? We have the World card and also suffering in silence. So, like, I don't know if you guys can see it that well. Okay, but we have suffering in silence and the World card, and that's what's kind of reminding us again to pay attention to what we're really honoring, what's coming up for us, and this doesn't have to be just like regarding finances. I feel like this is like what things that we are valuing in our lives. Pay attention to, the things that are coming up for you when you're by yourself, Why do you feel this way? Does this require so much energy? What can you do to shift this perspective? I also feel that if you have been feeling this way, you're going to slowly, again, with the transits, not just like I was saying, I'm like, but with the transits that were being handed this week, it's kind of giving you that opportunity to really face these emotions head on, these challenges head on, and being like, okay, like let's find resources. What kind of skills do I have to help me bring in more money? What do I have to do to, meet month's ends? For what's blocking us, we have the Six of Cups as well as the Justice card. We have the seventh chakra, and then which is our crown chakra, and then the Power card. I do want to point out that this is like a lion and a man, and then we also have these. So I really do think that with these, what's blocking us is kind of having that comparison with others. Like, I should be there, or like, if this wouldn't have happened to me, then I would have been all the way over there. I also do think with the crown chakra and with the power card coming up, a lot of us are stuck up here. We're stuck in this place of life is happening to me. It's happening to me. This is happening. I can't catch a break. Everyone wants so much from me, but what am I getting in return? With the Justice card, I feel like it's reminding us to bring in that balance. We're giving and we're giving and we're giving, but we're also needing to pull our energy back in order for us to really embody that confidence of, I'm showing up for everybody else. Now it's time to show up for you. It's time to really pull that lioness or lion out of you. Some of you may be having this power struggle even with family members, where you've expressed yourself so many times and they kind of shut you down, which comes back to that I was this type of energy, and growing up people would tell you like, no hagas eso, don't do that, don't say that. And this isn't just necessarily like with childhood. I feel like even in relationships where you're being too much or you're doing the most for things, I feel like some of us need to call that back into us. We need that spark back, especially with the transits for this week, with the opportunity. You got to be a little delulu sometimes when it comes to your own personal power, but making sure that you're pulling it from a place of love. You're really embodying that faith of like, I can do this. Beautiful. And then the advice for this week, we have the Queen of Swords, the Thinking Woman, and the Sacral Chakra. So really embodying that divine feminine energy. Okay, so with the Queen of Swords, how I was telling you guys earlier to pay attention to how you're communicating, not just with yourself, but with other people around you. That's going to be super important for us this week. It's again the advice that we're being given to really allow us to continue this full week, this new moon. It's talking to yourself nicely, speaking to women, the women in your life. And if you don't have, close friends, close relatives, that's okay. Talk to you, talk to your higher self, talk to your ancestors, honor them because they're always showing up for you. And then with the Thinking Woman, I feel like if you're overthinking something, girl, let's get creative. Let's get out of our heads. Let's cultivate new creative endeavors, because that's what the sacral chakra is all about. Not just embodying that femininity, but you're also like being able to cultivate and create new experiences, because it also rolls over our emotion, our intuition, that gut feeling that we get. But yeah, women are going to be important. Also, When it comes to numbers, the number 1 is going to be important for us. 1 and 2. So the 22nd as well. May 22nd. But yeah, I hope that made sense. Let's go ahead and pull a Romance Angels. Oh my god, I was gifted these, I believe. Let's see, what do the Romance Angels have to say to us for this week? What is the love message for this week? Ooh. Okay, so it says deception. Someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. The truth will always come to light. What is done in the dark will always come to light. So if you feel like you've been acting like everything is fine when you know it's not, it's time to have those conversations with our loved ones. And some of us may find out that there may be a third party involved. But I don't really feel like it's a third party, because even at the bottom of the deck, we have, it is safe for you to love, open your heart and give, and receive the highest energy of all. So I really think for some of us, I really do think that for the way things are, based on the reading, I do think that some of us are needing to have those very vulnerable and deep conversations with our partners, our situationships, to see where we're at. And if this is not about a partner, this is conversations that you need to have with yourself. But yeah. Okay, so last cards. Let's pull a self-care card. What self-care can we do this week? Oh, okay. We have burning ritual. Okay, the number 7, also 2. Okay, this new moon is gonna be important. So if you don't know what to do for the new moon, let's do a burning bowl ritual, where you want to release the things that are no longer serving you, where you want to heal the wounds, where you want to write down your forgiveness letter. Like, you don't have to talk to someone and be like, hey, I forgive you for the apology you never gave to me. No, it could just be like, I forgive this person the way that they made me feel, and then call back your energy, call it back, and be like, all right, like, I call back my energy. I disconnect from this person, from that situationship, because it no longer serves you. And write it down. Then burn it. Burn it to the ground. But also, yeah, I hope this reading makes sense. I hope it resonates. Please let me know how it resonates. And let me know if you guys like the astrology rundown, or if I should just do 2 different videos where one is just tarot and then the other one is just astrology. I don't know. Let me know. But I hope that you guys have a beautiful rest of your week. Thank you, angels. Thank you, ancestors, for being here with us, allowing us to channel the message. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will be talking to you soon. But bye guys, I love you, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram or TikTok. I will link those down below. But yeah, bye. Bum, bum, bum.